helping people impact the world around them. My name is Andrew Monroe, the COO at Plains Internet. We were a break-fix computer shop, repairing laptops and building computers, doing IT services for customers, residential and business. As technology was progressing, we started running into these same customers that we were servicing from the computer standpoint. They had internet problems. That kind of opened the door of, well, okay, let's go out to some of these people out in these rural areas and let's help our customers get some internet. And so we started doing just really small pockets of fixed wireless. And that started really taking off. We got a bunch of loyal customers. They keep calling and they keep asking and we keep selling. And oh my gosh, there's so many people outside of city limits and these ranchers and farmers. And so as we started seeing this need grow, we started building more towers, giving out more internet. And the more we did that, the more awareness came of what we were doing. The more people would start coming, being like, hey, build a tower on my land, come out here, I really need the internet.
I've worked with Plains since 2016 or better. Community connection is important because I deal a lot with small communities that have law enforcement, emergency services, that kind of thing, all the way from landfills to police departments to sheriff's departments. And so communication between every one of those agencies is imperative for the functioning of those communities. Connecting farmers out in very rural areas. So working with the team on grain elevators and doing installations to provide services to cotton farmers and to our farmers that grow corn and beans. They have airplanes and they have trucks and that kind of stuff. And so they're tracking with the Internet of Things. They have trackers in their vehicles. They do provide is the connectivity to the platforms so that those business owners can keep track of their fleets. They can keep track of application.
Some of the evolving of technology for the rural areas is just, it's insane. Some of it's going to be connectivity, speed usage, 4K TV, communication devices, just different stuff. AI is a web-based thing right now. So using ChatGPT or some of these AI services or AI-powered apps, the people in these rural communities aren't any different than you and I or anybody else. They're just doing it at a disadvantage sometimes because they don't have the same resources. So bandwidth needs are going to increase, whether it be entertainment or business, whether it be new technology that's coming out that we're not even anticipating.
I have a landfill that is literally out in the middle of Nowheresville. And prior to my relationship with Plains, it was dial-up. So it was click a button and go make a sandwich.
I have a really cute dog, and we take him to the vet. And so we go to a place that's local. It's called Swan Animal Clinic. And I ran into the guy that owns it. And so we're talking to him, and you're like, hey, can we help you guys as a vet clinic? And he's like, no, we're doing pretty okay. We're pretty happy. He's like, but I've got a dad who is really struggling because he's got a ranch and he's over, 50 miles west of here, and he's got this big ranch. My mother is about to kill him because, she's not getting to watch Netflix and not doing stuff, but they've just been putting up with it until COVID. And now that COVID's here, he can't pay his taxes and he can't pay his insurance bill because it has to be online, and he doesn't know how to do that. His way of life is in jeopardy because right now he has to drive into town, come to his son's house, the guy I was talking to, and figure out a way to use technology that way. So I'm like, hey, we can put a tower up there. We'll figure it out. And so we went out, met with the guy, and we were able to put a tower on his property, use it to serve the whole surrounding area, and we're able to help him get hooked up, take care of his needs during COVID, service the rest of the community that was around him that also was not getting their needs met on a bandwidth need. And it was cool being able to see those community interactions lead to having a broad impact for a group of people that were kind of off our radar. Finding those relationships and being able to help if you're not already associated with them, it's really hard to just blanket the whole Texas Panhandle. So it was one of those things that really matched up with our ability to work in the community and throw value towards people. We see community as connection, and not from an internet standpoint necessarily. The internet is a way that facilitates connection, but in the end, community is going to be having that ability to talk to your loved ones. It's going to be working from home. It's school from home. There's a lot of us live a really privileged life. We're able to walk on 2 feet, and we can put gas in the car, and we have somewhere to go with that car that we own. But a lot of us don't think about day-to-day other people who might not be able to leave their house, or maybe both their parents work and the kid can't really get a ride to school. Some people, maybe they're elderly and they'd like to see their grandkids, and they need to have that stable connection because they're states away. In the end, what we're seeing is facilitating more connections with people than you might have without internet. It also includes, and we help with the libraries. There's a lot of library programs where, they're trying to do digital literacy and helping offer resources, both from a standpoint of like, hey, here's internet to get your educational resources you're pulling down from the state, all the way to, hey, here's somebody that can teach you about using the internet. We'll come in and give advice. And one of the big things that we help educate on or provide resources for outside of job hunting and that kind of thing is just cybersecurity awareness. All the ways that you've got to watch out for your both digital protection, but also I think the word we've been using is digital dignity, where it's like, hey, a lot of this stuff is forever. Be careful on the internet. Here's how you need to navigate this big new world. The go-giver philosophy shaping our day-to-day missions. So I love that. And so the quick version of it is we're trying to give more than we expect in return. And more specifically, we try not to expect anything in return. Now, obviously, we're a business, and so there's always this give and take of like, hey, we still have to make money. But that doesn't mean you can't go in and talk to this, farmer about what the internet can provide for them. Just because they're buying the service from us doesn't mean that you don't need to take the time and help set up their TVs. Talk to them about their kids, find out what other issues they're having. Give them you as a resource and give of your time and your abilities to not just install this internet package that we've sold, but take care of the customer above and beyond service of what we promised them. So that's the big thing for Go-Giver, is really pouring into the community, pouring into each other, and trying to make sure that we're putting customers and co-workers first over profits or anything else.
And I think that's one of probably the hallmarks of every relationship that I have seen Plains pursue is an idea of partnership and collaboration versus just a vendor-customer relationship.
Defining success is tough. Whenever we try and define success for Plains Internet, it is outside of a monetary value, which is always going to be a piece of it. But for us, outside of making sure that the doors stay open and everybody's payroll keeps going and everybody's happy, it really comes down to the number of people we're able to impact. And being able to encourage them and empower them to keep doing that is awesome. And almost every person that we're working with is not coming to us because they want internet anymore. It's no longer, hey, I want my wife to be happy because she got Netflix. It's now, I need more stable, I need faster, I need better internet to make my business run, to make my life easier from a whatever standpoint that is. And so being able to have a broader impact, that means we're helping people impact the world around them, and we love that. So the more people, the happier we are.